Good morning everybody and welcome to the channel. This is Adrian here for 4 Degrees Motorbike Adventures, and I'm inside today, and today's video I'm going to share with you how you can build up your toolkit for your motorbike, either because your bike didn't come with the toolkit, or maybe because you want to expand your toolkit because you might want to do a bit of more travel to places where assistance is actually very difficult, or you wanted to do any jobs yourself on the road. So that's the main reason, and I'm going to show you today how you can build this kit, and it can be to apply to any bike, not specific to the Transalp, but today I'm going to be showing you exactly what I carry for my Transalp, so the tools to actually allow me to do any kind of job on the road. The toolkit for me is like a personal wallet. Everybody probably have one, and the main thing is to carry cash, but also you can carry other things as well. So it's up to you to decide what you want to carry on your toolkit. Some people can just decide to carry just the basic toolkit that came with the bike, which allows you to do quite a few things, but not everything, because you need all the extra tools that the toolkit doesn't come with. Other people would like to carry extra tools in order to, change a tire, or change your spark plugs, or change the oil, whatever you want to do. Like you should decide. But keep in mind that the bigger your toolkit gets, the heavier it does, and everybody knows that we try to minimize the weight on the bike, but it's up to you to decide what you want to carry. I show you exactly why I carry on my toolkit, but it not necessarily means that this is the right thing for you. You might decide that you want to just carry the simple basic stuff that you might be able to just change a tire or something like that. So anyway, I'm doing this video because I did a previous video before, which you can have a look there, on the things that I bring with me all the time, and one of the things were my toolkit, but I didn't go to the specifics of what the toolkit is, the size of the keys and size of the tools and things like that, and why do I carry those tools with me. So today I'm going to actually show exactly why I do carry my toolkit, exactly the size of the keys that I need for what kind of jobs that I actually think that I might need on the road that I can do with my toolkit. So yeah, stick around and let's find out. And this is for one of my subscribers, which asked me to do a video and later on to show exactly that. So hopefully this will explain exactly how you can build the toolkit. So let's head to the garage and I show you what I have on my toolkit. Alright everybody, so here in the garage now, and this is my toolkit spread out here on the table. And as you can see, it's pretty big. Alright, you don't have to go as comprehensive as this, but I actually prefer to do that. And you might want to just keep the toolkit that came with your bike, so that's nothing wrong with that. It depends exactly what you want to do on the road. Also, I separate the toolkit from my general tools for the garage and for the house, and I show you exactly how I do that. Is basically one of the tricks to do when you start building your toolkit is to mark each tool that you have with one of those electric tapes like that, and you can just mark the tool. That will actually provide you two things, like it would allow you to identify your tool if you're on the road and you're sharing tools with your friends in order to fix a bike, so you know exactly what tool belongs to you, and also differentiate between the tools that you have at home and the tools that you use on your bike. So then you can gather them together quickly, and you know exactly this belongs to your toolkit for your bike, so you can separate that. So that's one way to do. How you build your toolkit, it's up to you. But usually what I like to do is when I bought my bike, bike never came with the toolkit, even though I was surprised it came with everything else but the toolkit. What I do to build my toolkit was, for every job that I start doing in the bike that I need a specific tool, I would actually buy a second tool. No, if I was getting my tool from my garage here, I would buy a second pair of that particular tool, and then just mark the tool as I showed you before, like that. That would go to my toolkit, and then so forth. And when I was going to do the next job, I would do the same. Anyway, so that's how you can build your toolkit. You can start from the easiest things, let's say change your oil and you need like a tool to actually release the bolt. You can start from there. You can start from anywhere, but the main thing is just to make sure you mark the tool, and then to put like the tool in a pouch or something like that, you know, make up your own thing, and keep in the bike as well, because there's no point to have your toolkit at home when you need it on the road. So that's one of the main things. So there's no point for you to build a toolkit like I have here and leave it home, and then you're stuck on the road. Now, some of you might decide not to need a toolkit at all, because some people don't like to do jobs on their own bike. They prefer to send the bike to a mechanic. Fair enough, there's nothing wrong with that. They prefer as well, like if they get a problem on the road, to call insurance and have somebody to pick up the bike. I prefer to be able to have both options. I prefer to be able to actually do some work if I'm stuck on the road. The reason is because sometimes you go to places where it's very remote, insurance won't go there, rescue won't go there, and you probably, it's something very simple, and if you had to do, you could actually fix it yourself and get the hell out of there. Or maybe you don't want to be waiting 3 hours, because sometimes it might take that. Okay, so that's the reason. So anyway, let's just go through the tools here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I carry on my toolkit, how I build that. So first of all, we start from this side here. I usually carry a pair of gloves, because there are things that you're going to do. You're going to dirt your hands in with oil and grease and things like that. So always handy to have a pair of gloves inside your toolkit. Next thing, I carry a flashlight, because yeah, it might be getting dark and it's hard to see what's wrong. You need a flashlight to actually either be able to look at the problem, to see, to maybe even walk home. If that's the case, you might need a flashlight. So handy to have a flashlight in your toolkit. I have this Swiss pocket knife, I think that's what they call. It basically has everything here inside, and also it's very handy because it contracts. Everybody knows that, so it becomes smaller like that. So it's handy. I also carry a knife, a pocket knife, with me, handy for cutting things, cutting wires, cutting whatever you need to cut. A knife would be great to have with you. I carry one of those screwdrivers, which I'm not sure exactly what the name, but they basically allows you to insert your bits on the top here. This one isn't great because there's no magnet inside, and the bits sometimes comes loose. So if you can get one with a magnet inside, is the best thing to do, because you don't want bits to be falling inside the engine and you're trying to figure out like where the bit is or the screw. Okay, bits different sizes. So that's a big Phillips screwdriver here, a bit, and it's bigger than this one here, the first one. The first one is a general size. Unfortunately, they all lost the size here. Some VR 12 like that. I might need my glasses on. Anyway, so different size of bits, right? Just make sure you actually look at your bike, come up with one of those, go to the bike, try it out, see what needs. For example, I'm going to give you an example. Let's get this bit of Phillips screwdriver here, and if you go to your bike, you can just try it out. Okay, that one fits there. So if I want to take that front protector here to change my bulb or whatever, I know that this screwdriver will fit here. It will also fit to take my screen off, and it fits also well but take the fairings bolts inside here. So that's how you should be going about in order to figure out what bit size you needed. Okay, next I carry this socket. Basically is between 7 mm to 12 mm, right? And the function for different things, you might not need it as many as I have, but any one of them here I used. So yeah, good to have those in your toolkit. Also an L keys, I have them in different size. One is a big one here. They very good to let's say, for example, to adjust your let's say your panniers, things like that. They will fit in on that. And so I have 3 of them, medium, small and large. Sizes, yeah, have no idea what size is this. There's no marks on this, unfortunately. Then I come to the wrenches. I have an 18 and 19 open one wrench. Then I used 17 to 16. I have then a 14 and 15, 13 and 12. Then I got a 10 and 11, and I have 7 and 6. Now, don't be surprised. All of this has, every single tool here has a purpose. I'm not carrying anything here that I don't use on the bike. So that's why when I build my toolkit, I built from doing a job on the bike, and I use that. I carry one of those. It's a 250 mm maximum size. This one I use for taking the tire out, the the bolt for the tire, for the wheel, sorry, out. So they're very handy because you can adjust to the size of that. Yeah, you could say I might drop one of these guys here because I could use this, but the reason is that I carry those is because this is very thick and sometimes it won't fit on the gaps like that you need to access the bolt. So this is handy for, let's say, taking like your front tire, your back tire out, or back wheel, sorry. So that's a good thing to have. Then I have those sockets, so those wrenches which have a hole here. I'm not sure what you call that. It's a star shape. Okay. They vary in sizes. Now these ones here I actually brought them from America, so I'm gonna try to replace this one day, but basically they are already trial with the bike. When I start working the bike I use them, so I keep them as well. But this is a half, I'd say it's probably half an inch, I don't know. And then I have I think it's 9/16. Okay, that's a 9/16. I have they're so old now that they are rusted. This one is 10 something. To be honest with you, I can barely see now anymore. It's gone now. Then I have a 10. That's a 10 one, which is shorter. This one is longer, the other one is shorter. Then I have a 3/8. Okay, 3/8 one. Then I come to the big ones here. I have this one is 14, and now this is now millimeters. Sorry, this is 14 and 17. Okay. Then I have a 16 and 17. Okay, this one here. Yeah, 16 and 17. Okay. Now I have pipes. I have these pipes here. And these pipes are very good to remove screws that are deep inside of any cavities or things like that. So I use different sizes on them, and unfortunately they don't have sizes set on the tool itself for the bike, but most of them is for cavities inside of the bike. Alright, so they all go inside of this thing here. Okay, and they all stay in the bike all the time. Okay, so yeah, so this is the tools that I carry with me. So basically that's the tools that will be in the bike all the time. Sorry about like the sizes of the pipes and the sizes of the bits, because they don't have, and I'm not sure exactly what they are, but as I said, the best way for you to start doing your toolkit is by working your bike and figuring that out. Okay, alright guys, so we went through all the toolkit, exactly how I carry. It might not necessarily be what you wanted to do, but this is what I do. Now I'm going to go to show you exactly the extra things that I carry with me. Some of them are tools, some of them are just extra stuff that I do carry with me. You might not need it all, this stuff, okay, but I like to have some of them at least with me all the time, because I travel to remote places, and if I get a problem, I like to try to solve. Start from here, from the right. We have cable ties. You can never say anything about this. This can save your bacon many times by tying things together and temporarily holding the stuff. So great to have cable ties. Extra fuses. Okay, spark plugs, extra spark plugs. Never know when you need one. Duct tape. I roll the duct tape into a pen like that, so it doesn't create volume. Great to have that. Super glue, electrical tape for the tire removal. If I need to remove the tire, the beading and things like that, I carry liquid soap here. I might carry it, I might not, depends. If I'm going to a long motorbike trip, I might not carry a measuring tape to measure the gap of the chain, to adjust the chain. I do always carry with me my Motion Pro Bead Pro bead breaker and a lever. They're very light. They're great stuff. Very expensive, but worth the price to have. A disc lock or lock. It's always a good thing to have with you. You never know when you need to leave your bike in the place where it's dodged, or you may have a problem in the bike that you definitely need to leave the bike behind, and lock the bike. It's a great thing. Gives you more secure. This is actually it's a tube sealant. All right, it's a slime tube sealant. This is an extreme circumstances where you cannot fix your tube. I carry with me anyway. If I go to a long motorbike trip, I don't carry it with me all the time, but yeah, if I'm going to a long motorbike trip, I do carry this. Extra tubes and the tube repair kit is inside here. The tube that I carry here is for the front tire, and it would fit on the back as well. So that's what you should do. You should get a tube for the front, and temporarily will fit on the back. Okay, and if you do the other way around, it won't work. Okay, high-vis jack. Oh, there's more. If I'm going to a long motorbike trip, I have my pump with me. That's this pump here I've done. I'll show you before on previous videos. So I'll try to get it out. It's a very compact one, so I carry with me if I needed to actually replace my tube and pump it up. It's always on the bike. I never leave it outside. Okay, and high-vis jacket. Okay, I always do carry with me. You never know when you in a situation where you have to walk in the dark, or maybe the night falls and you didn't expect to ride at night, but somehow you actually now doing that, and so it's nice to be visible. So don't underestimate that. Okay, if you're a driver, if you drive a car, you know exactly what I mean, because sometimes you think people can see you, but in fact they don't. And as we all know, drivers can be very distractive, so might as well be visible. Okay, so basically, guys, that's it. That's what I carry with me, and that's my toolkit, and that's how you can build your toolkit. All this stuff here, it's up to you. You might not need to carry anything of like this, or your toolkit might be very short. It's up to you how you do that, but this is the way I do my toolkit. So anyway, leave your comments and let me know what do you carry with you extra that I didn't show here. Maybe this can help me and to add it on my toolkit as well, or it might help somebody else. Okay, let me know exactly what you think, your experience. I know exactly that having a toolkit and carry all the stuff put a lot of weight on the bike, and a lot of people don't like to put a weight on the bike. And to be honest with you, I think differently. I think that if you not doing off-road and you are doing mostly paved roads, the weight on the bike, yeah, it matters, but it won't be such a big problem. If you're doing off-road, of course, like if you are taking off-road a bike, like you want to minimize your weight. But also you need to take into account that if there is a problem, if you have no tools to fix, then you have to figure out what you're going to do next. So anyway, it's up to you, as I say. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and let me know in your comments what you think, and see you guys, and ride safe.